So I personally am a really strong advocate of a local diet. And I think if you if you focus on eating locally, you're a lot more likely to eat more nutritious food. And you're more likely to support, there's other benefits to your personal well-being, economic benefits when you're keeping money local. It's going to more likely come back around at you no matter what you're doing. And also socially, it's a way to really be connected with other individuals in your community, but also nutritionally, because the local farmers are a lot more likely to be using farmers who sell locally are much and on a smaller scale, not necessarily the scale matters, but focusing on selling locally, they're a lot more likely to be using organic practices, to generally be having higher standards of ecological stewardship. So that's where I try to focus my diet. And so if you look at then what your diet will consist of, it's a whole range of foods. And it's just from there, it's about making good meals out of it and balanced meals. And as far as I'm concerned, balance, you look at the factors you can balance. You got your macronutrients, fat, carbohydrate, protein. You've got your micronutrients, vitamins and minerals. You've got other less understood components like phytochemicals, enzymes, and you also have the structure of the food, which I guess kind of goes with the macronutrients, but so fiber and sugar balance is a consideration. Fiber essentially neutralizes the negative effects that sugar have on your insulin and your general metabolism. So that's one of the things that's really, I don't think, talked about enough. The balance between fiber and sugar. We are in a culture where we're demonizing sugar. We say you can't eat sugar, it's bad for you. Well, not only is it not bad for you, but let's just put it this way. If you understand the fiber-sugar balance, you can enjoy delicious treats, candies, in moderation still. But if you're understanding the fiber-sugar balance, you'll be able to enjoy things like that without any real negative effects. And in fact, sugar timing is really important. Sometimes, especially after a bout of high-intensity exercise, that's a great time to eat some simple sugars. Right after you're done, maybe the first thing you should take in is just some straight sugar. Drink a soda even, I'm not again, going with my value. Processed foods are not good for you, so minimizing processed foods, but so maybe something more like a fruit juice would be better, some orange juice, apple juice. That's great post-workout, even pre-workout, timed if you're doing the right kind of workout, if you're doing more of a explosive workout, eating some sugar before the workout. I've seen some articles to show the benefits of that. It's when you're not as active and you don't take in any fiber with the sugar, that's when you can run into trouble, and that's when you'll feel it. You feel kind of gross. Fat is not bad for you. As far as fat goes, you got to balance omega-3s and omega-6s. Most people have too many omega-6s from those are coming mostly from vegetable oils like seed oils. If you're eating just seed oils and you're not eating any other kind of fats, then you're going to have too high of omega-6 intake. And butter, milk, whole yogurt, whole cheese, it's good for you. The fat in there, it's not bad fat. Check out the research on it. Recent research. The whole phobia was set off by a study sometime in the early 90s that showed, they kind of drew they jumped a couple steps in their conclusion, and there was a big, I think the Heart Association published it, and then there was a hysteria over it, and it's still 30 years later, they don't sell whole fat milk, or they don't provide our kids with whole fat milk in schools. That's a federal policy. So we gotta catch up. We gotta catch up on the research, and you all should know that. And then protein. Protein is an essential part, obviously, but we don't need to. And let me just say, I'm coming from working in CrossFit gyms and the CrossFit culture for a while, and there's this thing about, there's the paleo diet, and there's merits to the paleo diet, don't get me wrong, but just for daily functioning, research shows that there's a certain amount of protein that you need, and it's not that high, it's not that hard to get that much protein. So you don't need to go out of your way to eat, 8 ounces of meat for every meal to get that. And really, there's not very much benefit to trying to get your calories by adding more protein. So there's a certain percentage of your diet that should come from protein, and it really doesn't need to be much higher than that. You're not going to get any more benefit from, you should just do your own research to find out what that number is. I want to say it's something like anything more than 40%, and even that's high. I mean, some people can go just fine with 15% of their calories from protein. If you're a bodybuilder, maybe it's different. I know that what they do, they just eat like a plain piece of chicken and plain broccoli and plain rice. I don't know enough about that, but I was thinking for general health, your protein levels don't need to be. You need to make sure you're getting enough, but it's really not a problem if you're living in the United States or in Western. And you think if you just eat food, you're going to get enough protein.